Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm going to be playing Napoleon Total War, an old series, but one of my favorite series. I haven't played it in a while, and I figured what I would do is go down Napoleon's campaigns and start in Italy, and then play in Egypt, and then do a grand campaign as Napoleon. But I really like the Italian and Egyptian campaign in this game. I like the zoomed-in map of Italy, and I like the zoomed-in map of North Egypt and the Levant and the Eastern Mediterranean. It's a really fun campaign, both of them. Italy is fun because you start off with this ragged army the way Napoleon did, and through victory you conquer North Italy and threaten the Austrian Empire basically from its southern frontier. I'm going to be playing on hard, very hard. I like the very hard battle difficulty, but I don't like very hard campaign difficulty. When you play on very hard, it basically makes diplomacy impossible, and I just want diplomacy to be part of the game. And I feel like very hard just takes that away by the AI just having no compromise, basically. Let's go ahead and jump right into this game. I know Napoleon Total War has been out for a while, and there are plenty of Let's Plays. So I'm going to go ahead and skip over kind of cinematic stuff here. And obviously the main mission of this campaign here is to take Klagenfurt over here, which is basically the gateway to Vienna, which would be, if the map continued up in the northeastern corner here. But to do so, we're going to have to march through northern Italy, starting with the independent kingdom of Piedmont-Sardinia. And then the Austrians historically owned land in northern Italy and the independent state of Venice as well. And then we have the Papal States down here. But let's get right into it. We're going to improve our economy straight away. It's always nice to build a magistrate, and then probably grab a merchant house on turn 1 and 2. And then we start off with these two armies, not too bad. Lots of line infantry here. The revolutionary infantry with the barefooted soldiers, which historically is rather unfortunately accurate, as like I said, Napoleon took the army of northern Italy, which was basically a theater that the Jacobins ignored. The main theaters were in southern Germany and in the Low Countries, whereas Napoleon thought that by attacking northern Italy, which was a very wealthy region, he could threaten the Austrian Empire from its southern flank, which ultimately he did. And we're going to try to imitate that glory here in this campaign. So let's jump right in and grab Napoleon's army here. And we're going to go right after this Austrian army here straight away. And he's going to give us battle. Have him pretty much outnumbered. Should be a pretty easy victory, but I'm going to want to lose as few amount of men as humanly possible here, as to keep up the momentum as we push into Italy from the west. Man, this is not the best terrain to be fighting on, which is unfortunate, but we'll go ahead and set up our cannon over here on an angle. Hopefully they'll be able to protect the left flank of our main attacking force, which we're going to line up right now. So, keep the Grenadiers in reserve, keep Napoleon back, put these Dragoons here on my left here, and that'll be it. I'll group these guys up and move forward into these woods and take this high ground over here. And that'll allow my artillery to hit the side of the army. Oh, nice. I love when you get a open and snipe like that on the opening of a campaign, on the opening of my Let's Play. That's a good sign right there. That's like the champagne bottle hitting off the side of the battleship when you get a general sniped. Good luck. But I'm actually going to take my cannons and have them hit this infantry here. Like I said, my idea is I just want to lose as few amount of men as humanly possible. because I'm going to want to keep momentum going forward in Italy. One of the important things that when you study Napoleon is to, keep the offensive going as much as you can. Never give the enemy a moment to breathe or to think. You can kind of overwhelm them that way. I mean, when you look at the French army, traditionally they fought in these deep columns, and they would get as close as they can to the enemy, fire around, and then charge. And the charge was usually enough to frighten an enemy into routing. Historians think that rarely a battle would last long enough where, like Braveheart style, two enemies clashing into each other violently, bayonets, and people being stabbed. But a lot of historians argue that it never really came to that. Either the attacking army would be hit with such devastating volley fire that they couldn't keep the momentum up for an attack, or that the enemy being charged would retreat. Now, that's debated. I'm not a historian, but it's just something I've read. So basically, I'm trying to surround them as best as I can because this militia here is going to fall soon. And my cannon really is doing a lot to their morale here. One of the best things about Napoleon Total War was in the battle sequences, the fact that the artillery is just so much more devastating. I really like Empire a lot more. It's a really fun game with the whole idea with the global domination. But this game, the battle sequences, it's just the best Napoleonic era simulator that has ever been made, in my opinion. I mean, Paradox makes great games, but the battles just don't compare. Really victorious, man. That said, let's go ahead and have a nice dramatic ending here. I'll have these guys charge, and I'm gonna have these guys keep the covering fire going, and have my cavalry move up here, and have my artillery aim at their artillery. And I'll have Napoleon move up and initiate the charge. And these grenadiers are they're the best for the charge. Just devastating. They usually can cause a serious rout, and I really like to keep them in reserve. Punch a hole right in the middle of the enemy and cause them to rout. This game is really making your enemy rout. Once you can do that and they lose cohesion, I mean, that's typically it. Like, I'm going to hit these guys with a cavalry charge here. Even though it's more than half of the force, they should run. Plus, these are dragoons. Dragoons are some of the best cavalry in this game. Here, I'm going to have these guys charge the artillery pieces here because artillery just isn't doing well. It wasn't on a pretty bad slope in the beginning, but let's see how these guys are holding up. I don't want to lose too many of my grenadiers, so I'm going to have them fall back. Oh, nice, they routed anyway, good. Oh man, I lost a lot of guys right there. That's okay though. And I'll have my artillery stop, prevent friendly fire, and this one's pretty much over.
Sir! Sir! Our general is under attack!
Nice. Victory. Not bad. That group of line infantry really got hit though, bad. Yeah, right here. I lost more than half their troops. That is not good. But otherwise, everybody else did pretty good. And we're getting a mission here. Let's build a supply post, grants, grenadiers, and experience. Wow, that's nice. March on Vienna. Okay, yeah, that was from earlier. Yeah, I'm gonna put these guys in a light forest so that they remain hidden. I don't want to get attacked this turn. What I'm gonna have these guys do is move forward and try to tempt this garrisoned army to attack me. And they did not. So next turn I'll have the Napoleon come up the road and combine with this army under General Severu. Sorry, my French is terrible. And we'll just siege these guys out. And in the meantime, I'm going to send this line infantry north. I need all the men I can get. And yeah, I'll save my money for next turn so I can build this merchant house. I really got to get my economy going so I can recruit men and have enough of a budget to have a functioning army.
Oui. Marchez. D'autres ordres? Attaquez!
Okay, 4 turns to surrender, that's fine.
En avant! Pour la couronne et le
I'm hoping
pays.
he'll attack me next turn, but I doubt it. I'm going to bring this general up
Prêt à
so
recevoir
that
vos
I can
ordres
have
sujets,
my
autre chose?
wounded soldiers retreat
Troupes,
and
en avant!
be relatively close, but also with a general in their army in your own territory. Their health will they'll regenerate men, and I don't want to combine any men because I really want the experience. And I'm gonna go ahead and build the banking house or the merchant house, then recruit. Yeah, I'll recruit a National Guard unit. They're fun. The National Guard's pretty interesting historically. I mean, you can read about it here and about Wikipedia, but they were basically a citizen militia, especially powerful in Paris, and they were around until the 1870s when France had a revolution after the Franco-Prussian War, and they think they've been disbanded since then, which is pretty sad. Or they might have been disbanded in 1848. I don't remember, which is unfortunate. I love my French Revolutionary history, and I don't want to hit you with the fake history here, but I'm not a professional historian. Let's go ahead and end the turn. End my rambling. Alright, so I'm alright with the fact with him bringing down reinforcements here because we're going to win this battle no matter what. Especially from a defensive position, just in Napoleonic warfare alone, it was just, you were just at such an advantage at defense. So I'm going to recruit this revolutionary infantry. Again, it's kind of unique to these campaigns, these early campaigns that the game offers here. Just, they're fun to have. They're a little bit cheaper too. Venice and the Papal States. That's not a bad thing. Again, that's kind of unhistorical, but at least it'll keep. I'd rather have them fighting each other than fighting me, you know. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the turn again here. I don't really have any money to spend anyway. Ooh, and he's bypassing. That's okay. I could set up an. Gonna bring these guys up. I need to stand my ground there. I don't want him back here in my rear, affecting my supplies. 2 more turns. Let's do 1 more turn. See where he goes with these guys. Alright, that's fine. The good thing is his larger force is the reinforcing army. I would prefer that. This way they'll be winded by the time they reach me. And I'll probably be pretty aggressive if I try to take this advanced group out, the attacking army. Let's go ahead and get in here. Like I said, it's pretty easy to play defense in this game. You don't want to be static, you know, you don't want to just set up and not move. You always want to have moving pieces and try to be aggressive, but it's always nice to have a hill to retreat upon. And luring in enemy infantry into grape shot is a great tactic in this game. Yeah, I'll go ahead and probably use the village as my flank here. And put my artillery in the center. Yeah, I have a lot of artillery. I'll probably just do this and angle this out so I cover the whole field of fire. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to use this because You just limit what your cannon can do, and I can't move them after that. It's just there's no advantage to that. I could set up mines and these cavalry fences here. Let me see, what do I want to do? Set these guys up there with that. These mines are pretty devastating. And my grenadiers, I want protecting my cannon. That's what I like using my grenadiers mostly for, is protecting my cannon. And like I said earlier, punching a hole using melee at a critical point in the battle. I'll go ahead and split up probably my armies. Like this. And these guys over here. Like so. I don't know, now I'm having second guesses. I'm going to have to pull back a little bit. I just am not 100% sure where the reinforcements are going to be coming from, and I don't want to set up all of these defensive positions to then have them come in behind me. I don't think that's the case. Keep him forward, have Napoleon stay back. You know what, that's gonna have to do though for now. Yeah. Where are those reinforcements coming from? Okay, that is not good. I did not want them to be coming in behind me, like I said. It really sucks, but what can you do? It will have the higher ground though, which is nice. I'm gonna pull these guys back right here, and then I'm gonna have this group attack them, and then use my light infantry and my grenadiers and my cannons to take them out. Oh no, don't step on that mine. Okay, this is okay. Like I said, it sucks not being able to use those defenses, but I should have paid attention to where their reinforcements were going to be coming from. Ooh, a little bit of fire there. That is annoying. Ah, man, I'm not playing that well right now. It's okay. It's been a while. It's okay. One group of line infantry is left. God, I love this cavalry that the French have here. I mean, just to be able to fire around and have the mobility to escape is great. Okay, squares. Charge. Unformed square. Okay, we're okay still. Good. I'm gonna go down with this cavalry, hang out over here, and hit their flank later on in the battle. And I have to start moving my cannon. Oh man, I really wish I had my cannon pointed over there. I'm not gonna be able to move it over there in time. It's just really annoying. So I don't need those guys. The one good thing is I have the higher ground. If I can get this cannon to move over here. It may be able to help me later on. And I might as well move it for now, because it's a chance I don't want to take. I don't want them to overrun this position. I want to be able to use Grape Shot, just in case. Those guys are done. I'm going to actually move all of my cannon then. There's just really nowhere I can move it to. I mean, I may move it to this ridge here, because what I can do is retreat, and then have my... It'll give my cannon time to set up over here. That's exactly what I can do. Don't know if they'll make it or if it'll happen in time, but gotta try. Pretty decent position. I've been all over the place, and this hill is going to be very important. So I want to hide my men behind it to negate their cannon fire. But I usually am not a big fan of being this defensive. I would rather be on the attack right now. But because I don't have cannon or artillery support, I just can't afford to cross that field and let their artillery take my infantry out. I don't have enough infantry as it is. Okay. Bring these guys back up. A lot of this should be armed citizenry, which is good to know, because now I unfortunately have to get my cavalry all the way to the other side of the battle, but I'll get that over with now, and hopefully they'll have enough time to rest, because I want to use my cavalry to crash right into this armed citizenry. They're pretty much useless, especially against a strong cavalry attack. What I think I'm going to try to do is focus my attack on the enemy flank over here, on what is my right side, the right side of the battlefield. And have my left side hold its ground, and then they can retreat, and these cannons can then use canister shot to hit any Piedmontese infantry that comes into this kill zone here. What I can have them do is kind of swing back this way into these woods, which will be a nice cover, and give my canister shot a nice hit at their flank, what will become their flank. So I'm going to be aggressive here with the right side of my line. My infantry has time to get around. Really unfortunate that they had to travel halfway across the map right now, because they're winded, but I just don't like to use my cavalry on the light infantry. They're going to have to be worn down by a lot of fire. And I'm going to get this light infantry up front here, put skirmish mode on. And I'm going to actually move these two groups back a little bit. Say flank reserve. Okay. Gotta get this charge ready now. Let's get this cavalry in place for this charge. Have this unit come around from the side. This unit takes a much more direct path. These guys are still not there. That is really annoying. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. His line infantry wound up coming back. That's okay. I'll sacrifice this general. I don't really care at this point. Oh man, I did not have a good charge here on this side. That is unfortunate. Okay, so we are full on in this battle. Doing okay here against this armed citizenry. We shouldn't be taking too many casualties. And we're going to try to kill their general right away here. Jesus Christ.
Our men are running, sir.
I don't know how I didn't lose that general there. The entire unit except one man, the general himself, really looked out there. Alright, I'm going to be aggressive here on this left flank and start turning them. Gotta get these guys over here. And everything I said about that cannon goes out the window because I'm just going to be aggressive. Yeah, I have their flanks in shambles. The armed citizenry, they'll stand their ground, but they're basically useless against a cavalry charge. It's unfortunate that I had all this good cannon go to waste, but line of retreat takes care of business, and I had overwhelming numbers. Did probably lose most of my cavalry here. A good amount of it, not too bad. Don't have them retreat now. We'll probably be done for the rest of this battle.
One of our units has used all
I
its
want to be
ammunition,
aggressive
sir.
here and keep the momentum moving forward so that they don't rally. Yeah, we want these guys to keep up. Attack. Being really aggressive here, just trying to break this last group of line. Keep up the momentum. I'll get Napoleon back. And these grenadiers, I'll probably just keep back here to guard my cannon. Halt. Let's get these guys. Break them. Reform the line. Hold. Have these guys take the high ground over here. Protecting the flank. Get the cavalry back in the war. Oh, not these guys. They're pretty much done. Get these dragoons back in. This is the one annoying thing about playing on very hard, that there's no way these guys would have performed after, you know, losing half of their units and their general dying. Let's go get that charge going. We're getting a nice cinematic charge here, though. Love these dragoons. Gotta respect the French cavalry. Speed up a little bit. Oh, they're reforming. That's okay. Beat the complet.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
Charge as well. And that should break their whole flank there. Charge. Charge. Covering fire. That's okay. That's okay. And have that cavalry take out their cannon and hit the flank. And hit these guys on the flank pretty close. You gotta move Napoleon up just for an extra morale boost. And that should be it. Probably watch the rest of this battle from ground view. Look at these guys in their shoes. I mean, how can you march 30 miles in a day with no shoes on? I mean, it just baffles me what people are capable of going through for the cause or for your nation, you know? I'm gonna have these guys retreat, actually. I don't want to take too many casualties there. Should be able to finish this off. These guys charge as well, which should cause them to break. Yep, that's a nice unit there. Good, good. And we got a lot of fire down on them, lowering the morale. These guys are pretty winded though. Yep, that's it. Nice. And I'm going to end. But we should be able to take that settlement next turn. But we did lose a third or a quarter of our men. That is not good. Especially the line of retreat. You don't want to take more than 50 casualties in a unit. It just takes too long for them to replenish. But that's alright. We need a foothold here in Italy, and we pretty much have it now. Oh, another battle. 3 groups of line. yeah, I'm defending against the last of the men here. I'm gonna actually auto-resolve that. Yeah, I lost 77 men, not too bad. And I will occupy because I don't want to deal with the what is it called? Unrest. Couldn't think of that one. Alright, we're getting a mission here. If I capture Turin, Piedmont-Sardinia will become my protectorate, which is nice. So basically, once we grab their capital, they'll capitulate to us, which is kind of a historical nod to what happened in real life, where I think Napoleon was able to advance so aggressively into Italy that he kind of was able to storm the capital and the king wasn't able to flee, which basically forced him to sign a pretty embarrassing treaty. It's interesting looking at Napoleon's diplomatic ability. He really was a first-rate general, but as well as a first-rate diplomat. But we're going to go ahead and clean up the rest of these Italian forces here to anchor our foothold in Italy. We need to build a supply post to fulfill that objective. And I'm going to unfortunately auto-resolve a couple of these battles here. I just don't feel like fighting any of these battles that'll take 10-15 minutes where, I mean, I know I'm going to win, and I don't mind taking a hit here, 17 guys. We're going to retreat, and basically we're going to need to skip a few turns to let this army rest and rehabilitate, while at the same time focusing on recruiting more men. And I'm going to get more of these revolutionary infantry because they're just kind of cheaper. And even though they're not as good, they're good enough to fight the Italian armies, which have really low morale and low stats in general. Let's go ahead and... yeah, that was unfortunate. I didn't want to lose that guy, but it happens. The Moonstone. It's random. Alright, well I think that's where we're going to end this first episode here. I'm glad we were able to grab Coney, and we're going to spend most of the next turn resting, building up our economy, building up our army in order to attack Turin. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Please, if you can, leave me a like, subscribe, and join me in for the next episode. Cheers.